Alright, in this scene, we're looking at the first layer of the health damage rule flow. Specifically, we're focusing on tags, armour, and affinity. So before we get into shields, death handling, regeneration, or any of the larger health behaviours, this scene shows how an incoming hit is shaped before it actually reaches health. Before we press play, let's quickly look at how this scene is wired. First, on the teachable panel in the inspector, you can see the attacker and victim bindings. The attacker is optional and is mainly used to populate the damage context with a source. The victim is the important one. That's the object that owns the health system we're testing against. Now looking at the enemy setup. The health system is the core runtime component that owns current health, max health, and the mutation pipeline. The damage rule hub gathers all damage rules on this object and executes them in order. The armor rule applies flat reduction first, and then percent reduction, but only when the incoming tags match its affected mask. The affinity rule works with affinity providers to apply tag-based multipliers, so things like fire weakness, poison resistance, or full immunity. The rest of the components here are demo helpers and visual support. I'm not going to walk through every one of those. Each system is covered in detail in the readmes and XML docs, so this video stays focused on the rule flow. Alright, let's run the scene. Like before, teach text is off here just to keep things clean for the video. On the panel, we start by setting a raw damage amount. Then we choose the tags for the hit. For example, melee, ranged, fire, poison, or any combination of those. These tags don't do anything by themselves. They only matter when rules respond to them. So armour might only apply to melee and ranged hits, while affinity might modify fire or poison damage. Now switching over to the preview tab. This is where the teaching happens. At the top, we see a simplified breakdown of the damage flow. We start with the raw damage. If armour applies, it removes flat damage first, and then applies the percentage reduction after that. So the order is important here. Flat first, then percent. After that, affinity providers contribute multipliers based on the selected tags. If multiple tags or providers are involved, those multipliers are combined into a single product. So a target might resist poison, but be weak to fire, and both effects can apply together if both tags are present. Now this is the key point. The breakdown you see here is educational, but the engine preview is authoritative. This simplified view only shows armour and affinity. If there are other rules on the object, like team rules, crit rules, execute logic, or clamps, then the real preview result may differ. That's expected. The preview is always showing what the full rule pipeline would actually do. Now moving over to the apply tab. Here we can apply the hit for real. By default, this panel bypasses shields. That keeps the demo focused on rules only, so the applied result lines up more closely with the preview. If we turn that off, then shields will also take part in the damage flow, and the final applied damage may be lower. So the full flow to remember is this. Damage starts as a raw amount. Tags describe what kind of heat it is. Armour can reduce it when the tags match. Affinity can multiply it based on resistances, weaknesses, or immunity. The preview shows the real pipeline result, and apply runs the actual mutation. This is the first building block of the health system. Not the full combat flow yet, just the clean foundation before shields and the rest of the system come into play.